Welcome back to Nick's Vids. In this video I'm going to be doing my brake pads and discs on my new ZX6R 636. Okay, first thing that you need to do, you're going to have to be able to lift the bike off the ground. So either one wheel at a time, which is what I'm doing. You can also use the rear paddock stands that actually attach onto these, but because I've got an ABBA stand, that's what I'm using here. You'll need to do the same for the front wheel, and I'll show you a trick with the ABBA stand to get the front wheel in the air as well later. We're going to start with the rear disc and pads, and then we're going to do the front disc, 2 discs and the pads as well. Okay, normally you should always change a split pin. You should never reuse it, but unfortunately I don't have another split pin, so I'm going to have to reuse mine. So we're going to crack off the rear axle bolt. No. You're then going to smack the axle through and pull it out the other side. Unhook the chain and remove the rear wheel. You then need to crack off the disc, the bolts holding the disc on. All of these bolts should be put in with Loctite, so when you actually go to remove them, there's going to be lots of Loctite left over. So what you need to do is you need to run a tap down it to remove as much of the old Loctite as possible, ready for when you put the new Loctite in. Okay, so here's my new disc. It's a Rezo Performance. Apply a bit of Loctite to each of the bolts. It doesn't need to be a massive amount, just a nice strip, and then thread it in. Wind all the bolts down nice and snug, and then give them a nip once they're all down. Double check all the bolts, because as you do one up, sometimes it can shift the disc. I mean, the other ones go loose again. So double check them all. Okay, first thing you need to do is remove the split pin holding the bolt in place, that one there, and then pull the pin out holding the brake pads in place. And remove each individual pad as you can. And then place the new pads back inside the right way around. Make sure the pin's still got plenty of grease on it, reinsert it into the hole. Again, you should get a new split pin, but I don't have one. And insert the split pin back into the hole. It's always a bit fiddly getting a axle wheel back on when you haven't removed and slackened the chain. Just work at it and just put everything back on the same way it came off. Easy as that. Okay, remove your fender, give yourself access. We've lifted the bike off of the ground using a ratchet strap on the back of the ABBA stand. You do it how you want to do it, that's how we're doing it. Or I'm doing it, because there's nobody else here. Crack off axle bolt nut thing before removing axle. Crack caliper bolts and remove calipers. Crack off the disc bolts. Reapply Loctite. Now repeat with the other side. I'm not going to show you that, but just repeat the same process for the other side. Okay, when it comes to removing the front pads, loosen these 2 bolts here, take them all the way out, and the pads should slide out the bottom. Okay, so once you've done the discs and the pads, just put the front wheel back on, do it up, nip it up, and then you should be good to go. I'm now going to do my forks, which will be in another video, so I'm not going to put the front wheel back on. There you go. You know how to do that. Thanks for watching Nick's Vids. See you soon. Piss. Are they actually?
They're all piss.